Alrighty, hello. This is the recap for day 11, and as you can see, it's light outside, so I'm not recording this on Friday night. And that's because I am recording it on Saturday morning again. I actually think that when I can, I'm going to try and record the recaps on the morning after said day so that I have the full stats. But that probably won't happen all the time. But I think, generally speaking, that's not a bad move. So that being said, most of the videos are not going to come out at 9. They're probably going to come out closer to 10 from now on. But again, we'll see how that works. Since I have to work in the morning or since I have to get to work on Mondays and Tuesdays, and then I have to log into work on Wednesdays through Fridays by 7, I'll probably continue doing night recordings. So, yeah. But for Fridays, it makes sense that I can do it on Saturday morning. So, anyways, Friday, as I mentioned, in the previous video for day 10, I spent day 11 resting a little bit because I felt like I was getting sick. And the reason I didn't do it on Saturday is because Saturday is a day that I can easily go and be busy and get stuff done. And so I decided to rest on Friday. Good news is I don't think it was anything. I think it was just a false alarm. I'm feeling much better now. So, yeah. So anyways, long story short, today's stats aren't going to be super inspiring. But I adjusted my diet accordingly so that I wouldn't be overshooting that. And then today on Saturday, so next video for day 12, it'll be another weekly summary. So, and you'll see the Thursday and Fridays being lower than everything else. But anyways, that's beside the point. So Friday was pretty good. Didn't do a whole lot because again I was resting my body, resting in general, just so that I could recuperate from I guess a false alarm. But anyways, I did read my Bible yesterday. It wasn't in exactly the quiet time context. I was actually having a conversation with a Universalist, and basically the main topic of conversation that I was addressing was the Universalist that I was talking to. I don't know a whole lot about Universalism because I know what Universalism is, but I disagree with Universalism, so I'm not deep into all of the different ins and outs. But the topic that came up was they believe that every individual on Earth, no matter who you are, no matter what, will go to heaven. We'll be in heaven one day. And honestly, that sounds great. That sounds like it would be lovely and awesome. And I would love for every single person on Earth to be in heaven with us, or with me. And so the problem I have with that, though, is there's some verses that I can't reconcile with that. One of them being Revelation 11:8. The nations were angry, and your wrath has come, the time for judging the dead and for rewarding your servants, the prophets, and your people who revere your name, both great and small, and for destroying those who destroy the earth. So that one could refer to the demons and Satan, so I'm not immediately throwing that out. But in combination with Revelation 20:15, anyone whose name was not found written in the book of life was thrown into the lake of fire. To me, that makes it pretty clear that in the end there are going to be those who side with Satan. And so I'm not convinced. And it's not like, oh, God is condemning them. No, in a way, and here's how I kind of interpret it, is by them turning away from God and choosing not to trust in Jesus and follow the Lord. And again, this is really sad, and like this makes my heart hurt. I want to be very clear. It's not like, oh, jolly old time, this is what's going to happen. No, like, I genuinely don't want this to happen, but unfortunately this is kind of the brutal reality. Basically, my interpretation of it is that there's going to be those people who turn away from the Lord and side with Satan, thus condemning their own souls. They again, God gave us free will, so we can choose what the outcome is. But that's my interpretation of that. And of course, I'm always open for more conversation, but I also think of 2 Thessalonians 2, 9-12. I'm not sure if I've talked about this one before, but I want to. I'm actually gonna. I don't have it open here. I have it typed out in the NIV version, but I want to read. I believe it's the NLT version. So let me head over to 2 Thessalonians 2, 9-12. So the New Living Translation says, "This man will come to do the work of Satan with counterfeit power and signs and miracles. He will use every kind of evil deception to fool those on their way to destruction, because they refuse to love and accept the truth that would save them. So God will cause them to be greatly deceived, and they will believe the lies. Then they will be condemned for enjoying evil rather than believing the truth." And then the NIV, or not the NIV, the ESV is the other one that I want to read. Because they all say the exact same thing, but the different wording kind of puts into context the same idea. It doesn't change the meaning. It just, the wording of it allows for a deeper understanding. And so the coming of the lawless one is by the activity of Satan with all power and false signs and wonders, and with all wicked deception for those who are perishing, because they refused to love the truth and so be saved. Therefore God sends them a strong delusion, so that they may believe what is false, in order that they all may be condemned who did not believe the truth, but had pleasure in unrighteousness. And to me, the hardest part of that to reconcile is that God is the one sending the delusion. The way I interpret that is that God gave them up to the lies because they chose the lies, and so God let them believe the lies. That's how I interpret that. I don't think he's forcing them to live in that delusion. I think what he's done is he's given them up to it. So I think that's what it means by when God sends them the strong delusion. Or in the New Living Translation, when it says God will cause them to be greatly deceived. I think that's more of God giving them up, but that could be an incorrect interpretation. But I know there's another verse in the Bible. I don't remember it off the top of my head, but all right. I did find the verse that I was thinking of. It was Romans 1:28. I'm going to read it in the New Living Translation and then NIV. So in the New Living Translation, it says, "Since they thought it foolish to acknowledge God, he abandoned them to their foolish thinking and let them do things that should never be done." And in the NIV, it says, "Furthermore, just as they did not think it worthwhile to retain the knowledge of God, so God gave them over to a depraved mind, so that they do what ought not to be done." So those are the two verses. That is the verse that I was thinking of. I think there's actually another verse that says something similar, but this was the verse that I was thinking of. So there we go. Figured I'd cover my bases here. And yeah, anyways, I'll get back to the video so you can see the statistics. So again, I could be off base theologically, and if somebody has a better theological understanding of that, I would love to hear your advice, your interpretation of that. But long story short, there's a reason that I disagree with the universalism interpretation of Christianity. So anyways, I'll leave that at that. Let's hop into statistics. The part that everyone's been waiting for, right? So we're going to just kind of fly by this because I'm already at 10 minutes and I want to keep the video right around 10 minutes. So for day 11, I had 4 hours and 41 minutes of sleep. I had 1,353 steps. I know, very little, but I was resting yesterday. I ate 1,855 calories, and then I burned 2,952 calories for a deficit of 1,097 calories. So that'll do it for day 11, and since it's day 12 right now, I've got to go do my daily things, like, I don't know, my shopping, my weekly things rather, my shopping, and then the weigh-in, and getting all of the stats prepared for showing on the day 12 video. So look forward to that. Toodles.